Have y'all ever made a mistake and wish that y'all could take it back? Well, in 2014, 977,000 women realized they had made a mistake when they thought they were ready to have a baby. However, not all 977,000 women realized that it was life-threatening to get an abortion. Honestly, they just didn't think they were ready to bring a baby into this harsh world. I am a strong believer that abortion should be legal. I have plenty of reasons to back up why I am pro-abortion on this stance. My 3 reasons that I'm going to talk about today are: people simply make mistakes, women are raped and sexually assaulted, and last but not least, financial issues. So earlier I mentioned that 977,000 women got abortions in 2014 because they simply thought they weren't ready at that point in their life. I understand people will say there is no way to justify getting an abortion. I disagree. People simply make mistakes. Actually, did you know, according to WebMD.com, that the #1 reason women got abortions last year were due to birth control failures? So, how would you feel if you were sold on a pill that you take that prevented you from being pregnant, to find out it didn't work for you, and all of a sudden you're having a kid at a young age of 19 or 20 years old? I know none of y'all would like it because you wouldn't have bought the pill in the first place. Also, studies conducted by a website called abort73.com showed that 20 to 29-year-olds had 58.2% of all abortions in the United States last year. Imagine what you'll be doing when you're 20 and everything you have done in your life up to that point, all the fun times you'll have, the memories you'll make, college, then bam, it's all over because you're pregnant at a young age. No one plans to have a baby at 18 or 19 years old. It simply happens by mistake. I believe this should be taken into consideration when arguing against abortion. One of the reasons abortion is still legal in the United States to this day is because women are sexually assaulted and raped on a daily basis. 1 in every 5 women who go to college will be raped or sexually assaulted by the time they graduate. In 2014, 1% of all abortions were associated with rape or sexual assault. I know what y'all are thinking, only 1%. Well, to put that 1% in a more broad spectrum, that 1% still comes out to around 9,770 abortions a year. Think about that. That is 9,770 women who would have to have a baby and they wouldn't know who the father was and probably never would. The Elliott Institution surveyed 162 women who were victims of rape or incest, and out of those 162, 70 of them followed through with the abortion. It stated that out of the 70 that did get the abortion, their friends and family pushed and pursued them to get the abortion. This goes to show you that people really don't know what side of abortion they're on until they have to make that choice of life or death. This brings me to my 3rd and final reason on why I think abortion should be legal. Money. Like I said earlier, 58.2% of all abortions are done on females of the age of 20 to 29. The amount of money to raise a child from birth to 18 is $245,000 to roughly $304,000 in a middle income family, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Now imagine being 20 years old in college and being told you're pregnant and there's no way to get out of it. Let that actually sink in for a moment. The fact that you're about to go to college, have to pay for college, provide for your kid, and make sure it has a good life. I bet you're stressed just hearing me talk about it. If abortions weren't legal in the United States, I believe that the dropout rate from 20 to 29-year-old females in college would skyrocket due to stress. I know you're saying money is no way to justify taking a life, but I ask you, is it justice to make someone provide for a kid they don't think they can? Actually, matter of fact, 3/4 of all abortions last year were due to females saying that they couldn't even support themselves at that moment, let alone a newborn baby. So throughout my speech, I've talked about how people simply make mistakes, females are raped and sexually assaulted, and how 20 to 29-year-olds can't really afford to bring new babies into this earth. For everyone against abortion, just keep these 3 things I've stated in mind today the next time you argue against it. At the end of the day, just remember the mothers will always live with that guilt. And I think that's the part that people forget the most, is that it's with them every chance of the day. Any moment they get, it's on their mind. It's not like a video game where if you die, you can hit restart and you have a clean slate. The mother will always think of what could have been. The reason that makes me stand so strong on this topic today is if a mother has a great enough reason to kill her baby, then she believed at that time it was the best thing for her and the child. Personally, I don't think people should hate on people who get abortions because no one really knows what it's like until you have to go through it. Thank you for listening.